And speaking of Indiana, the frontrunner's campaign here is now off and running.
They say Donald Trump can do almost anything.
The wait for Donald Trump supporters in Indiana ended Wednesday as his campaign officially kicked off in the Hoosier state.
I personally feel that Donald Trump has the message that grassroots voters, whether they be Democrat, Independent, or Republican, want to hear.
Trump supporters like one-time Democrat and now longtime Republican Jocelyn Tandy Adonde joined the start of Trump's Indiana staff at state Republican headquarters to launch his campaign here. His state chair, one-time Indiana Republican Party chairman Rex Early, who ran for governor here in '96.
He's different, to say the least, and he's honest. He's certainly not in this for some kind of a monetary reward.
And now, as Early and campaign staffers put out the call for volunteers and get ready to open offices, he's also got a warning for the GOP if they try to take the nomination away from Trump.
It's going to wreck the Republican Party. You know, in just about any game, you know, the guy with the most points wins. And so he's going in there with the most points, and they're going to say, oh, that don't count. That's not going to sell, believe me.
And a short time ago, I touched base with our political insiders about Trump, Wisconsin, the Democrats, and where this all goes from here. We're joined now by our political insiders, Adam Kirsch for the Democrats, Abdul Hakim Shabazz for the Republicans. We're going to play a fun old game of winners and losers coming out of Wisconsin. Who's the biggest winner? Who's the biggest loser coming out of the old cheesehead state? Adam.
Biggest loser is clearly the Republican Party establishment. I mean, they're now embracing Ted Cruz, who was entering this presidential race, was the least favored candidate of the Republican establishment, and they're now his last best hope. Winner, I think Democrats are in a good position, but I think, again, clearly Hillary Clinton's winning the war of attrition, and Bernie's not making enough ground up.
Okay, I'll start with loser. Biggest loser on the Democratic side, I will actually say, is Hillary Clinton. Here's somebody who was a first lady, U.S. senator, Secretary of State, government politics for years and years and years, and she still can't put out the Bernie Sanders fire, the guy who can't point to one accomplishment in 35 years. Hillary should have had this sold up a long time ago. Now, as far as winners go, I'll give Bernie Sanders credit for staying in this long. I mean, anybody who looks like Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm and keep people to vote for him, you got to give him some credit. I would say on the Republican side of things, obviously the big winner was Ted Cruz, managing to stay in the race and deny Donald Trump that victory. And I think Trump is the biggest loser in all this because, once again, you couldn't seal the deal. And you're still whining about the possibility of a contested convention, which should do you well because if you're such a great alleged negotiator, you should be able to walk in and get those delegates that you need and walk out the biggest winner.
Let's predict the future. Donald Trump launching his campaign today here in Indiana officially now. Is that campaign in trouble by the time we get to the primary on May 3rd?
I think Donald Trump's the front runner here in Indiana. Witness, he did his press conference at the state Republican Party headquarters. So I think he's in the driver's seat here in Indiana.
A little quick note on that. If it was Ted Cruz, if it was John Kasich, all Republicans are welcome to use the state party headquarters. So just like I'm sure Democrats will be happy to have Bernie Sanders show up at the Democratic Party when he comes to Indiana. I mean, like I said, they got a decent team put together. Rex Earl is a longtime fixture in Indian politics. Tony Sanders used to be the communications director for the Speaker. Susie Wynorski used to be in the Lugar series. So they got good, sharp people, but you still got to get that ground game in place.
Abdul and Adam, thanks so much for being here. Join our political insiders right now on Twitter at Indy This Week. And don't forget to join us this Sunday morning and every Sunday morning for Indianapolis This Week. How could this presidential race for the Republicans and Democrats impact statewide races come November? The answer, Sunday morning at 8:30 on RTV6 and the RTV6 app.